everybody, and welcome to another edition of NWBUC Virtual Sunday School. As you can see, I'm enjoying some of this beautiful weather we've been having outside, and I wanted to start off by showing you something. First of all, you can see that I've got my sunglasses on because I'm outside, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But I want to tell you some exciting discovery I made. And that was that I found another rock, and I thought it was really cool because I had been looking around to see if I could find some more, and this one came along my path, and in a minute you'll see it pop up on the screen, and you'll notice, if you look very closely, that the rock says the moon is always round. And when I saw it, I thought, wow, what does that mean? And I thought about it a little bit more. And if you think about it just for a minute, the moon is always round. What does that mean? It seems kind of obvious, but there's a hidden message in that phrase. And what I'm going to talk about this week has to do with that phrase. So I'll come back to the sunglasses here. You see how I have sunglasses on? Well, glasses, whether they be sunglasses or regular glasses, help you to see things a little bit differently, don't they? If you need glasses to see, it means that perhaps your vision is a little bit blurry, or you don't have 20/20 vision and you need a little help with the glasses. And when you're outside in the sun, the sunglasses help you see things a little bit differently because it's not quite as bright, and it helps us to see despite the glare of the sun. So coming back to the rock and the meaning behind that rock, the moon is always round. Today I'm going to talk about something called perspective, which means how we see things. And so I'll explain a little bit more about that as we go, but I wanted to use that rock that I found and the saying on it to help us learn a little bit about perspective, or how we see things. So I want to explain a little bit more about perspective when using the example of that rock I found that said the moon is always round. Well, the moon is always round, but you know, sometimes it doesn't look round. If you go out and look up in the sky at night and see the moon, sometimes it can look very thin, like a sliver. And that's because of our perspective. Sometimes the moon looks very thin and doesn't look round because of the way that the sun is shining on the moon and how we see it, depending on the time of the month it is and depending on where we live in the world. So sometimes we can see things differently depending on our perspective. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more today. So just like the examples of the moon or a pair of glasses, there are different ways of looking at things. Just like there are different ways of experiencing life. And that's what perspective is. It's a different way of seeing things depending on how we look at them or how we understand them, or depending on how we experience life on any given day or at any given time. And what I'd like to talk about today is how our perspective can be changed by things that go on around us or by the way that we think about life. And I'm going to start by reading a story to you, and it's a story called I Am Peace. And in the story you will see how the perspective of the little boy changes because of something he does. And then we'll talk about that a little bit together. So this is a book called I Am Peace, a book of mindfulness by Susan Verde. There are times when I worry about what might happen next and what happened before. The thoughts in my head are like rushing water, and I feel like a boat with no anchor. being carried away. I give myself a moment. I take a breath. And then I tell myself, it's all right. I feel the ground beneath my feet and steady myself. And start to notice the here and the now. My thoughts begin to settle. My mind begins to clear. I am peace. I can watch my worries gently pop and disappear. I let things go. I can say what I feel inside out loud. I know myself. I can share kindness with others. I can make a difference. I can hug a tree and thank it for its beauty and strength. I connect to nature. I can watch the clouds make shapes against the sky. I know wonder. I can taste and smell and touch and hear and see what is all around me. I use my senses. I can feel my breath fill my whole body. I tune into me. Now, the water is still. I have found my anchor, and everything is all right. I don't need to worry about before or after. I am in this moment. I am peace. And I dream we are peace. That's the end. So what I love about that story is that the little boy was able to give himself perspective. And if you remember the story, he did something. And it started with a big breath. He took a big breath because he was feeling worried. He said he was worried about the past and about what was going to happen in the future. And so he took a big breath and focused on the here and now. And then he realized that here and now things were good, that he could be kind, that he could be reflecting on the earth around him and the things that he could do and the way he was a part of life. And it made him feel better. So that's one way that we can get perspective. Sometimes we just need to take a deep breath and be still for a moment and think about the here and now and all that we have. So that's like being grateful, and being grateful can give us perspective. There are many things that can give us perspective. You may have had a bad day, perhaps something went wrong, like you were disappointed, or maybe something happened to you, like you fell off your bike, or maybe a friend wasn't that nice to you. It's important at those times to find things that can give us perspective. Sometimes it might be just to talk to someone we love, or maybe it's thinking about all the times that you rode your bike before and didn't fall off and realizing that you can try again and it will be okay. Or maybe it's thinking about that friend that hurt your feelings and remembering that before they were always good to you and maybe they were just having a bad day. Or remembering that you have lots of other friends. And sometimes we just need something called love. And I'm going to show you something that I found that reminds me about having the perspective of love in just a moment. But I want to talk about what that means. You know, sometimes when we're feeling really badly about things, it means the whole world when someone that we love can give us a hug or can just listen to what we're worried about. And love has a way of always giving us perspective. So I'm going to show you that thing I found that reminds me of that in just a moment. And I want you to think about other things that can help to give you perspective when things aren't going the way that you wanted. Remember how I was telling you about how I love rocks and stones a few weeks ago? I collected them since I was a child. Well, I've been finding so many rocks, and I found one more. And I'll show it to you here. This is the third and final rock that I found this week. And if you look closely, what it says is love. And when you're thinking about perspective, love is probably the best thing in the world to give you perspective, because it reminds you that no matter what happens, you are always loved and you can always give love. So this week, my challenge to you is that when you're having a bad day, find something that will help you get perspective. Maybe you just want to sit and be quiet for a moment and be still and take a deep breath. Maybe you want to talk to someone that you trust and that loves you and tell them what's going on in your heart. Maybe you just want to try something again if it didn't work the first time and see if you can't fix the situation. Or maybe it's just to get a big hug and feel the love of your family, and suddenly things will look better. Another way to get perspective is to pray and to tell God what's worrying us. So those are the many ways that we can see things in a new way when things aren't going well for us. So this week, I was looking for a family to show us what goes on at their house. And my son Jack said, why don't we be the family this week and show people what goes on at our house? So here is the Dallimore family.
97, 98, 99, 100. All right, stand up. Let's go. Oh, I didn't even see you guys there. Hey, Jack, check it out.
What's up, Northwest Parish Sunday School?
What's going on, you guys? Well, I guess now that you're here, you can see what the Dallimore family does during quarantine every day.
Let's get right into it.
All right, Jack, 300 sit-ups. Let's go.
So something that we do a lot during quarantine is play board games. So whether it be Life or Monopoly, Taboo is a favorite, or house party games on the phones, we love to play lots of board games.
Yes, let's go! Woo!
Okay, this is a favorite pastime at the Dallimore house, jumping on the trampoline. Rain or shine, they're out there. Can we see some tricks, boys?
Yeah, of course. See some tricks, Jack. Let's see some tricks, Jack.
Woo!
Wow.
Mike, you got anything?
This is a good one.
Nice. It's a rainy day here, but they're known to be up there even in the rain.
Woo! Yeah! Ooh. Oh, how's it going, everyone? It's Mike here. Just woke up from a long sleep. It's about 9 o'clock, 9 a.m. And we'll see what Jack's up to. Oh, he's just playing some video games. Something that Jack only likes to spend a little bit of time on in the day. So. What's up, everyone? Just got back from a run, feeling pretty good. It's about 3 o'clock here right now, and yeah, so we'll just see what everyone's up to. Got Chloe over here. Chloe's taking a nap. Awesome. Let's see what Jack's up to. Hey, Jack, what are you up to, bud?
I'm playing some games.
Oh, you're still playing games, eh? Wow.
Throughout the quarantine, we've had to find creative ways of exercising, and this is one of the things Rachel does. Yoga on the patio at the back. People work out in the basement, run, that kind of thing, but this is her favorite thing to do. Nice.
Alright, so if we go into the kitchen here, we see that Jack is emptying the dishwasher. Good job, Jack. And Mom / Lori is cooking dinner.
Hey everybody.
For the family. So here at the Dallimore house, we each kind of have our own jobs every day that we do and help keep the Dallimore family house looking as clean as it always does.
Today, Phil goes for a run. Here he is.
Hey guys! So this is something that happens quite a lot in the Dallimore house, especially when I'm trying to take a nap. Let's check it out.
Where's Mike? He must be in here. Let's see what's going on. Hey Mike, what you doing?
Oh, we're just practicing my singing. I usually practice singing 3 hours a day.
Okay, let's see what's going on here.
Oh, hey, are you filming?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I actually just finished this book.
Really?
Yeah. Good read.
What are you reading, Jack?
I'm reading The Lightning Thief. I'm not done like Mike over here, but
Yeah. This never happens at the Dallimore house.
So as you can see, just about to go to bed in my robe here. And it's pretty late. It's about 12 o'clock at night here at the Dallimore house. And oh wait. Shh, I hear something. Jack, what are you doing, dude?
I'm playing games.
But it's 12 o'clock at night.
I don't care. I need to play games.
So that's just a little bit of what goes on here at the Dallimore home. We hope you liked it, and keeping the theme of perspective in mind, much of that was filmed from the perspective or point of view of Mike and Jack, and theirs is usually a perspective of humor. So I hope you caught that during what you saw that goes on at our house. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great week. Bye-bye.